It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie Yo 195. Day in the neighborhood. My brothers and sisters, it is time once again, my people, to get into another one of these crazy ass videos. And we're going back to a channel where the last video we watched from him was pretty shocking and pretty damn bizarre. And I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be too, because we going back to that man, Dire Trip. Going back to Dire Trip, y'all, and the reason I use shocking and bizarre is because it's pretty much like the same, well, you know, the video we watched the last time from this channel. The title, 8 more shocking and bizarre crimes of February 2023. Ain't no telling what the hell kind of crimes we finna hear this time, because the other ones was just crazy as fuck, from murderous to just insane to just you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure we're gonna get these same type of shit and be like, what the again? But before we be like, what the again, y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you might need. Get what you need. We got 8 more shocking and bizarre crimes from our boy, Dire Trip. Y'all got what y'all need? Y'all ready to go? Then let's go.
Hey, welcome back to another shocking and bizarre crimes video. When doing research, I often come across smaller cases that aren't really long enough to become their own video, but definitely warrant a discussion. So today, let's look into 8 of those cases.
Get whatever you may need.
And here we have Principal, Lunch Lady fired after forcing primary girl to eat waffle from the rubbish bin. This case came to light just recently when a video was leaked showing a pretty unusual moment out at an Ohio elementary school. This all started when a 9-year-old girl finished with her school lunch, threw the remainder of her food into a trash can, which contained an uneaten waffle. The lunch lady, a woman named Monica Summers Friedenstein, presumably outraged at the waste of food, ordered the girl to dig the waffle out of the trash and eat it, despite it having been in contact with all of the other garbage. The lunch lady was said to have forced the little girl to go sit down and eat the trash, then crossed her arms and looked at the girl until she ate the waffles. This was while her classmates looked on and watched the whole incident unfold. As if this wasn't bad enough on its own, the principal herself, Deborah Pastilka, was present and saw the whole thing and did absolutely nothing about it. Eventually, video of the incident came out, and it sparked a full-on lawsuit against the school. Jared Klebanow, the lawyer who represented the little girl's family, said, "We see in this video she throws her lunch away like thousands of students do across the country every day. For one reason or another, this monitor pulls the waffle from the garbage, holds it out like she doesn't even want to look at it or see it, wipes it off with a napkin and hands it back to the student and forces her to eat it." To make matters worse, the little girl was black, and both the lunch lady and the principal were white. Needless to say, given the current climate, this wasn't a good look on either of them or the school itself. The lawyer, when filing the lawsuit, questioned whether the case was based on racially motivated cruelty or just regular cruelty. Hundreds of Caucasian children have thrown away their lunches at Palm Elementary School and, upon information and belief, have never been required to eat food pulled from the garbage, he stated in the lawsuit. Both the principal and the lunch lady were fired as the school investigated this PR nightmare of a case. The girl's mother came out and spoke about the case, saying that her daughter just didn't like waffles. The lawyer clarified that the lunch lady scared and intimidated the girl into eating the waffle while the principal was within sight and let it all happen. The girl herself has changed in personality and now fights going to school each day. To make matters worse, her mother even lost her job due to having to take off more and more time to take care of her daughter during this whole situation. New documents...
I told y'all, man, we finna be like, what the fuck? And I'm more like, what the fuck mad. First of all, She basically made that little girl eat garbage. She made the girl eat trash. Because once them waffles went into the trash, they are now officially trash. And she pulled it out herself, wiped it off with a napkin, and made a little girl eat that shit. Now we gotta bring up the fact. I mean, you gotta look at it from this way. That shit could have been racially motivated. Would she have made a little white girl do that shit? I don't know. I'm just saying, this day and age, you gotta look at it like that, man. And then for the principal to actually watch the shit and not stop it. And one more goddamn thing. If I was her daddy, that little girl daddy, or you know what I'm saying, whoever the mama was, boy, I could never see that goddamn lunch lady in person. I could never see her in person because we gonna have problems. Now, I'm not the type to put my hand on no woman, but I need to find your damn husband or your boyfriend because somebody got to get it. I'm already mad as fuck. We just started the video, man. Let's go to the second one. Jesus.
Reveal how drink-driving cop was able to sneak into police station to destroy
New documents reveal how drink-driving cop was able to sneak into police station to destroy own blood samples? Wow.
blood samples. It was just after midnight, July 24th, 2022. A police officer out in Auckland, New Zealand named Bo Wang, 33 years old, was driving his Audi down Quay Street. The problem is, he was pretty plastered. He came across a breath-testing checkpoint, got examined, and the test showed that he was twice the legal limit. Because of this, he was ordered to give a blood sample and was banned from driving for the next 12 hours. Another officer who didn't know Bo took over in order to remain impartial. Bo told this officer that he was uncomfortable and asked to be taken to another alcohol bus in order not to be recognized by the other cops. As they got on the bus, Bo opened the staff fridge and started chugging water. First one bottle, then two. Then, while waiting for the nurse to come and draw blood, he approached the officer who was watching him and asked for more water. The cop who was watching him asked him to stop. He told him that he wanted to treat him the same that he would treat any other offender. This was when Bo, in an irritated tone, told him that they were blue brothers and that he would never treat him like this if he were in this situation. Then the officer allowed Bo to go get some more water from his own car. I witnessed Wang drink more water and pouring it on himself before he was jumping around and doing lots of physical movements erratically as if he was trying to sweat the alcohol out, the officer later stated. After getting his blood taken, Bo then panicked, and his dumb, inebriated brain hatched a plan to get out of all of this. After that, he got a friend to do him a favor and give him a ride. You see, Bo had actually previously worked with the impairment prevention team and knew exactly where his blood samples would be held. On the way, he changed into his police uniform. However, when he got to the station, his keycard wouldn't allow him access as he no longer worked in that area. So next, he drove out to a fellow officer's house and started knocking on the door for about 5 minutes straight. When this officer finally came to the door, Bo apologized for waking him up and asked for his card. The tired officer asked why he even needed it, to which Bo responded that he had something urgent to take care of and really needed to head over there. He asked again what he needed, and Bo said it was for personal stuff. The officer didn't really understand the situation, but gave him the card anyway, knowing nothing about the whole ordeal. Bo made his way out to the station and got to where the blood samples would be stored. He found his, took them home inside of a package, and flushed them down the toilet. The irony is, the original drunk driving charge would have only carried a sentence of about 3 months in prison or a $4,500 fine. But the charges for what he just did could result in up to 10 years in prison. Not exactly a pro move. Later, Bo called the officer he took the card from. This was when that officer decided to tell a little bit of a lie and say that he had already phoned their sergeant and told him about the card being taken. Bo pleaded for him not to tell anyone about this whole thing. Feeling that something was up, the officer called the sergeant for real and told him what happened. All day, Bo kept calling this officer and leaving him messages. He pleaded, saying that he bought the officer a gift card in exchange for letting him use his card earlier. The officer simply told him to leave his card in his mailbox. After not too long at all, Bo Wang was caught and went to court for what he had done. The judge said that there was a moderate to high degree of planning in what he had done, saying that he had abused his position as an officer and fooled his colleagues along the way. Not only that, but his actions caused issues with the other blood samples that they had at that location, and he was damaging the public confidence in the police. The judge started with a sentence of 2.5 years for a charge of perverting justice and a 6-month sentence for burglary. He cut the sentence down by 25% due to to Bo giving a guilty plea and showing what they felt was genuine remorse. A further unspecified discount was given to the sentence due to what they called his personal circumstances, being that Bo was the sole breadwinner for his family and had several people speak out about his usually good character. In the end, Bo was sentenced to 8 months of in-home detention. Pretty light in comparison to what he could have gotten.
Yeah, I feel like he should have got a couple of years in actual prison. What the fuck is in-home detention? That just sound like, what, house arrest or something? This dude was just a corrupt-ass cop that think that he is so above the law till he can actually evade the law. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, and that was a light case. Like, it's cases of cops doing this shit on murderous levels or burglary levels where they'll actually steal shit and cover up themselves for it. You know what I'm saying? Steal shit from a victim when they supposed to be investigating a crime and actually end up stealing shit from the damn victim or whatever, and then they cover it up. Or murders, then they cover it up. This dude just corrupt that cop, and I'm still heated. These first two stories, hell no. They wrong as fuck.
We've got distressing video shows Chicago boy with Down syndrome being shoved to floor of high school bathroom by gang of cackling bullies before he runs into stall and hides. A video recently came to surface, one taken inside of a Chicago area high school, York Community High School that is, that showed a teenage boy with Down syndrome being bullied and beaten up inside of a school bathroom while everyone just kinda looked on and watched. A lot of them weren't only even watching, they were laughing and cheering them on. Parents were shortly notified about the clip as soon as it started making the rounds. The video clip, taken by a student, shows the victim inside a bathroom surrounded by a bunch of other teen boys. He is shoved backwards and falls down onto the floor as the whole crowd laughs at him while shouting insults. Some were yelling "World Star," which, come on, what year is it, as the boy tried to get back up on his feet and run away. Eventually he did hide inside of a bathroom stall. This just caused the other students to laugh even more. The superintendent of the district, Keisha Campbell, simply said that the staff were deeply disappointed and saddened by the actions of this small group of students. The principal promised that they would be brought to justice somehow. Campbell sent an email to parents soon after, saying, "Bullying, intimidation, and harassment diminish a student's ability to learn and a school's ability to educate. Such behaviors are not tolerated, and any student who chooses to engage in these behaviors will face the appropriate consequences." The principal stated that, immediately upon hearing about the video, the school began investigating the incident. In doing so, they vowed to give out the appropriate consequences. They were in contact with the parents of the victim as well. They opened up a tip line for people to turn in the culprits. The superintendent said, "As we continue to work together to support our students, we are thankful for the people who have already reached out through our quick tip line to provide the district with additional information. The immediate and overwhelming response from the York community is a testament to the fact that the actions of a few do not represent the entire school." Students also mulled around the idea of staging a walkout protest against bullying. Not all was going well, though. Another parent of a disabled kid in the district said that they never received an email or any information at all about the incident. Instead, they had to hear about the whole thing through other avenues. This parent told the local paper, "I have a lot of questions. Why didn't I get the email? Why isn't this being explained further to people, what the consequences are? People are coming out left and right saying, I've tried to report this, my child has been bullying, my special needs child has gone through this, and nothing gets done about it. As bad as the situation is, and you wish it didn't happen or someone stepped in and stopped it for the poor kid, there's proof of it. I'm not sure what the answer is, but I know that the consequences to these actions are going to set the stage moving forward because this is going to get a lot of attention." Many students knew the culprits firsthand and said that they didn't want to keep attending class if those people were going to be there. The students themselves wanted to see more consequences, but we'll just have to wait and see if that happens.
Shouts out to them students. Shouts out to the other students like trying to stand up to the bullying, like, nah, we ain't with this. But I gotta be for real, y'all. That really was just typical child teenage behavior in schools. Come on now, let's just be for real, man. We have all seen people get bullied. In a way, I ain't gonna lie, I done been damn bullied. I'm pretty sure everybody out there in a way has been bullied by somebody. Now, I wasn't the type to get bullied my whole time going through school, but it did happen my early, like in elementary. Somebody tried me and I ain't know how to respond to it, but later on I got stronger, you know what I'm saying, and wasn't putting up with that shit no more. But what I'm saying is that's just typical child behavior, but that don't excuse what they did. Especially they knew that dude, that child had Down syndrome, so they knew that he was he was slow at learning. Let's just say that they knew he was a little slower than the average student. So for them to pick on him, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of typical. It's bad now, but it's typical child behavior that kids pick on the one who got a hard time at, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to be so goddamn nice. I'm not trying to just call them what I want to say, but you know what I'm saying, bro. But that's typical behavior that I'm pretty sure all of us done seen growing up while we was in school. Now, one question I got for y'all is, what is the punishment that them kids should receive? Because they should be punished, no doubt about it. Should they be suspended for the rest of the year? Expelled? Have to go to an alternative school or something? I'm leaning more towards that. Than just giving them like 3 days and then they right back in school. Nah, they need a little more than that. Because it was a gang of them, they recording it, and you gotta put a stop to it. You gotta try your best to put a stop to bullying. It will always be there, but just us as a race, in society, for our kids, for the children, need to just continue to find a way to put a stop to bullying. Let's go.
We've got Silent Man repeatedly blocked main road but refuses to explain why. This story is one that's, well, weird. It's about a man out in Wales, 51-year-old David Hampson, who would repeatedly come out and stand in the middle of a busy street, not saying a word, blocking traffic. He came to be known as the Silent Man. This took place out in Swansea, the second biggest city in Wales. The Silent Man had been repeating the same pattern of obstructing traffic since way back in 2014. He would always remain completely silent until the police would eventually run him off, only to come back and repeat the same odd pattern of behavior again time after time. As a result, he had already been banned from obstructing traffic in any public highway in Wales or England, which he brazenly ignored again and again. His most recent incident took place in December of 2021, when he went and stood out in the middle of De La Beche Street and blocked traffic, right out in front of the Swansea Central Police Station. Several police came out to see what was happening, and soon found him once again standing in the middle of a busy street while the lights were green and traffic was trying to pass. When police came over, he predictably refused to say a word, but officers were soon able to pull him to the side of the road and detain him under the Mental Health Act. They had to get his identity from his driver's license. Afterwards, they arrested him for breaching his previous court order to stay out of traffic, which was in relation to an arrest at the exact same location. He remained silent during the arrest, at the station, when he was charged, and even when he was taken into court later that year. Given that he refused to speak in court, a not guilty plea was entered on his behalf. A jury would then have to determine whether or not he was purposefully obstructing the flow of traffic. But before that, the trial had to determine whether or not he could even speak. They genuinely could not tell if he was actually mute or if he was just refusing to talk.
Wow.
There didn't seem to be any sort of medical condition that was preventing him from speaking, and it came to be concluded that he was refusing to speak out of pure spite. Either way, the court ordered that his medical evaluation be sent to a psychologist for further review. The jury determined that he was indeed obstructing traffic on purpose and breaching his previous court order, although no motivation was known. As you might expect, an interview with the man was conducted afterwards, but it didn't really turn into much of an interview given that it was entirely one-sided. David Hampson, the Silent Man, was sentenced to 3.5 years in jail for his shocking and bizarre crime. I can't really help but get some Gimp Man vibes from this case, given that it just leaves you saying, why though? I guess we won't know because he won't tell us.
That's my main thing with that one, y'all. Why, bro? Why are you doing this? And then this dude was literally a mute. He wouldn't talk, period. He ain't talk when the police came out there and stopped him. He ain't talk when he got in handcuffs. He ain't talk when he went to trial. Like, this dude was just mute. Y'all think them three, what he got, 3.5 years? I think that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good sentence on that one. But it's just why though, like Dial Trip just said, why was he doing this? I think more than anything, he needs some help as far as mental, like he needs some damn doctors. When he get out of jail, he might need to just go and get put in the crazy house because something wrong with him, bro. Let's go.
This one is Russian teenager jailed over Minecraft plot to blow up virtual spy HQ. A Russian teenager, 16-year-old Nikita Uvarov, along with two other teenagers, were arrested in the city of Kansk out in Siberia in the summer of 2020. This was because they were believed to have been spreading leaflets in support of a mathematician and anarchist out in Moscow who was on trial for vandalism. They had reportedly gone as far as putting one of the leaflets on a local FSB building, which is Russia's domestic security agency, basically the successor to the KGB. When the three were arrested, the police took their phones. In doing so, they came across a chat in which the teens had come up with a plan to blow up an FSB building. One that they had created in Minecraft, that is.
Crazy.
It wasn't even really known if this chat was serious and they did actually make the building in Minecraft or if they were simply just joking about it. The authorities took it very seriously though. The investigators came out and said that the teens were also learning how to make explosive devices on the internet and had even practiced them on some abandoned buildings in the past. But it's not known if this was even true, and given the reputation of the Russian government as of late, it's safe to say that a lot of people don't really believe that part. The three teens were facing very serious charges of participating in a terror organization, but those charges were eventually dropped after it was determined that there was a lack of evidence that they were actually part of some organized effort. When Nikita was allowed his last words in court, he used them to speak up about the extreme pressure he had received from the authorities all throughout the investigation, and that he never actually planned to blow anything up. Anything that actually exists, that is. He pled not guilty and said that, even if he went to prison, he would serve his time with his dignity and his clear conscience intact. He came to be sentenced to 5 years in prison for his plans to blow up a building in Minecraft, a grave offense. This was due to recent litigation that was put in place to put young Russians in jail on preemptive terror charges. Nikita, still 16 years old, was sent off to a penal colony for what he had done, according to his lawyer. The two other teens came to be cleared of their criminal charges and were given suspended sentences after they worked to cooperate with the investigators. The whole hearing was held behind closed doors. This isn't even the first time that Russian teens were thrown into prison on trumped-up terror charges. Almost all of the teens in other cases said that they were electrocuted in order to extract a confession.
Damn.
Texas man...
Now hold up before we get to this one. Now, we gotta talk about that one. The main thing I'm taking away from that one is Russia don't play that shit. Russia don't play about nothing, bro. Because if he was in, I did just how I feel now. If he was in the United States and had got caught planning to do something on a video game, planning to actually do it, but there's no other evidence, especially at that age, I don't even think he would go to jail. He may go to jail for a little bit or, have to do some community service or pay a fine or something. But Russians threw his ass in prison for a couple of years. They don't play, man. That Minecraft shit crazy, y'all. I don't even play that damn game. I never played that game, but I got nieces and nephews who have played it. I don't know, they still play it. And I seen shit like on YouTube and stuff, little gameplay footage. You literally can build anything in that game. Anything on Earth and probably outer space too. You can make any type of world you want to in that game. I know that much. And for somebody to fake act like they was planning to blow some shit up in the United States, I don't think that. Matter of fact, I'll put it this goddamn way. In the United States, I believe there's some kids out there who are doing that same shit right now. The same shit he did, I feel like it's kids out there right now who got a McDonald's and I'm just saying got a McDonald's and then they got it set to blow up. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean they gonna actually go out and do it. I don't know. All I know is Russia don't play. Let's go.
Confesses to decapitating newlywed undocumented wife.
Hold up.
A 21
Hold up.
electrocuted in order to extract a confession.
Hold up.
Texas man confessed
to decapitating newlywed Undocumented wife? What the hell you mean by undocumented wife? What the hell you cutting her head off for?
Confesses to decapitating newlywed undocumented wife. A 21-year-old man named Jared James Dykes had just married a woman named Angie Diaz. Angie was what the news called undocumented and had been working behind a counter at a local business. She was originally from Nicaragua and had been staying with her aunt when she first arrived in the US. Jared and Angie got married at a local courthouse and seemed to be very happy together, with their wedding photos showing the two smiling together, with Angie in a wedding dress and Jared resting his hand on her shoulder. The marriage wasn't all that great, though. The police had been called out to the home numerous times, but those calls were said to have been non-violent, or at least they seemed non-violent in comparison to what was about to come. At around 4 p.m. one day, police deputies were called out to the couple's home on the 200 block of Oak Hollow Boulevard west of Magnolia, a small home out behind another house that was occupied by James' parents out in a rural wooded area. It was actually James's father who called the police after he noticed something was, as he very lightly put it, awry. When the police came out to the small home, they encountered a particularly gruesome scene, drenched in blood, and found a portion of a body that had been divided into pieces. They then found Angie's head in the shower. James, along with his whole family, were brought down to the station for questioning. The investigators soon got a confession out of James and found that he had used a kitchen knife to kill and remove the head from his new wife inside their home. James was arrested and held on $500,000 bail. To make the case just a little bit worse, the police also connected James to the theft of a beer from a local convenience store right after the murder took place. He simply walked right past the counter without paying and downed the drink in the parking lot, right after killing his wife. Angie's aunt felt partial responsibility for this whole incident, saying, "When you are Central American or Latina and families immigrate to another country, the parents leave their children in the care of someone. She was like my own daughter. It has been very hard. As a family, we are heartbroken. I have slept 2 hours since this happened." Her aunt and uncle started a GoFundMe page in relation to the murder, describing the case as a parent's worst nightmare. James was later charged, but the police have struggled to find any sort of motive in the case. Given that this just happened a little over a week ago, it's likely it'll be a while before we come to any sort of conclusion. And now, FedEx driver strangled...
That shit so sad, man, bro. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I really think that was sad now. Y'all gotta follow me now. Follow me, my people. Any race that's not naturally born American, like I'm not talking about African American, I'm not talking about Caucasian, I'm talking about Mexicans, Latin people, or Asians. It's a reason that they try to keep it in the family, not keep it in the family, keep it in the race. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why Mexicans only fuck with Mexicans, and they don't want a father. And shit real like this, like a Mexican father would not allow her child to date African American. Most of the time, this how the shit go. Like he will forbid it, and she will have to listen to that. Or an Asian girl would not be allowed by her family to actually date a Caucasian man because they want to keep it in their race, because they just don't. I don't know. I'm just speculating on this part, but it seemed like they don't really believe that we gon' actually give them and be truthful to them the way they race would. Now it ain't. I don't even look at it like them being racist. I just feel it's a trust factor in, like, Mexicans, they just want to keep it Mexican because they know what Mexicans is. And these black folks and these white folks out here, they a little different. So I don't want my little daughter or son getting with one of them. I want him to get with they race. And I don't even feel like they're being racist. And then for this dude, it happens now. It happens all the time. Well, it do, but it's not a lot, but it do happen all the time. Well, a Mexican lady will actually get with a black man. You know what I'm saying? Actually be with a black man. But for this dude to actually do some shit like that, it just erased all the trust in the Latin community to even goddamn allow their children to be with white men. You know what I'm saying? Just make us as Americans look bad to the Hispanics and stuff out here, man. And it justify them not wanting they little daughters or sons to be with us when people like that do that stupid ass shit. I hope y'all follow me and get what I'm saying. Let's go, man. What do one say? FedEx driver strangled, killed 7-year-old after accidentally hitting her with a van. This is crazy and deep.
Strangled, killed 7-year-old after accidentally hitting her with van, warrant says. So Tanner Horner, a 31-year-old FedEx driver, was delivering a package, a Christmas present, out to the home of a 7-year-old girl named Athena Gandy when he backed his truck into the girl and panicked. Presumably afraid of getting in trouble, he threw the girl into the back of the van before he could be seen by her father and sped away. He decided he needed to get rid of the girl and tried to break her neck, but upon failing, he decided to simply strangle her instead. Her family notified the police of her abduction, and the police soon began a search for the girl and her kidnapper. Unfortunately, her body was found not too long after. Given that her family noted that the kidnapping occurred right after a package was delivered to the home, it wasn't too long before the police connected Tanner Horner to this case. They then charged him with both capital murder and aggravated kidnapping. Tanner admitted to the whole thing, saying that he freaked out after accidentally hitting the girl with his car, bringing to light that she was very much alive after the accident. Maitland Gandy, Athena's mother, spoke out for the first time after her death, saying, Athena was robbed of the opportunity to grow up and be anything she wanted to be. In this present, ordered out of innocence and love, is one she will never receive. Several different school districts throughout the area encourage students to wear pink, Athena's favorite color, in order to honor her. The family attorney stated that he's now conducting a thorough investigation of the incident into both FedEx and to the contractor who hired this man for the job. He vows to uncover anyone that may be responsible in connection to the murder somehow. Athena's grandfather took the high road and, with much difficulty, decided to forgive the killer. The family's attorney is asking anyone who knew the suspect or worked with the same employer to contact his law office and share any information that may help out with the investigation. And now we
That one right there, y'all, is the first one. Now, a lot of this shit been sad, but that's that first one that just like, that shit sad, bro. Because, bruh, you hit her, okay. It's all right, man. Even if you is gonna go to jail because you hit her on accident, bro, just take that charge. You know what I'm saying, bro? If I would hit a little girl on accident with my goddamn car, bro, I would be the first one jumping out there, grabbing her, trying to make sure she's straight, taking her, running, trying to run, take her to the house, call the ambulance, everything. She was still alive. That would make it even worse. She was still alive, bro. Why did he panic so hard till he felt like he had to kill her? That shit sad, bro. That was so unnecessary what the fuck he did. That shit was unnecessary, man. Like, bro, come on, man. And I don't even care if she was dead. If I was to hit somebody, bro, on accident and I killed them, I'm still gonna be the first one calling the police. Point blank period. I might go to jail, bro. More than likely, I probably go to jail for manslaughter or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But no, bro, if I know I didn't try to do that shit, man, and that shit'll hurt me forever. Like, man, I'm just one man, and there's crazy folks out here in this world. So my people, y'all stay safe. Let's go.
have Texas mom, 20, is jailed for 40 years for leaving her 2 toddlers to slowly die in a hot car over 15 hours as she smoked marijuana and partied with friends. Now, this trial is technically a couple of years old, but I've recently seen screenshots of the article circulating on social media again.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta read this shit again. Did I just hear this right? Texas mom, 20, is jailed for 40 years for leaving her 2 toddlers to slowly die in a hot car over 15 hours as she smoked marijuana and partied with friends. I ain't got no words.
15 hours as she smoked marijuana and partied with friends. Now, this trial is technically a couple of years old, but I've recently seen screenshots of the article circulating on social media again, so let's talk about it. A Texas woman named Amanda Christine Hawkins, 20 years old, left her 2 kids, 2-year-old Addison Overgard Eddy and 1-year-old Brian Hawkins inside her car on June 6th of 2017 at around 9 p.m. She had driven out to a barn to smoke some weed with her friends and didn't want to bring the kids in with her. She then proceeded to hang out with these friends for more than 15 hours until the next afternoon, while she partied while the kids sat in the hot car, even as outside temperatures went above 80 degrees. It wasn't even as if she had no idea the kids were in danger, either. One person in the home, or barn, said that they heard the kids crying outside and asked if they should be brought in. Amanda simply responded with, "No, they'll cry themselves to sleep." Another person from the party, then 16-year-old Kevin Frank, even went outside and slept in the car as the girls waited inside, doing nothing to help them. When Amanda finally came back out to the car, she found the kids in very serious condition. But afraid of getting in trouble, she didn't take them to the hospital. Instead, she gave them a bath. After a while, though, she realized it was a life-or-death situation, and then she, along with Kevin, took them to a nearby San Antonio hospital, saying that they collapsed while playing in the park. Unfortunately, the 2 kids were already too far gone, and they both passed away a day later on June 8th. An investigation was soon opened, and it wasn't too long before officers found out that Amanda intentionally left the 2 kids in the car. She knew it was hot outside, and she still left them in there for more than half a day. Soon after, both Amanda and Kevin were arrested. Kevin stated that he had no idea the girls were even in the car when he was sleeping, which leads you to believe that he's either lying, stupid, or was definitely on something. Kevin later pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter, 2 counts of injury to a child, and 2 counts of child endangerment. But after a trial that ultimately took place when he was 20 years old, he was finally sentenced to 12 years in prison. Amanda herself pled guilty to 2 counts of reckless injury to a child and 2 counts of abandoning or endangering a child. The judge later sentenced her to a much longer sentence of 40 years in prison, with one officer saying that the death of the 2 girls was by far the most horrific case of child endangerment that he had ever seen in all of his years on the force. The 2 girls had 2 different fathers, neither of which bothered to show up for the sentencing.
Wow.
Once again, thank you for watching.
I think that last one got me the most, y'all. Now that last one, what he last 2 he had was sad as fuck, bro. That one even, well, we can't really gauge which is more sad than the other. But that, man, yeah, I think that one hit me a little harder. And it got me sad and mad at the same goddamn time. Because it's so sad for them kids to have to go through that for 15 fucking hours, bro. To have to, that's the way they went out, bro. Suffering in a hot ass car, can't get out, this bitch can't do nothing. Dude, just think about when you be sitting in your car with the window rolled up for not even a minute. Then I ain't even talking about all the way rolled up. They can be cracked. How quick you just start sweating all over and just feel like you can't breathe and shit. And these little kids had to go through that, man. Not only that, I'm mad as fuck at her. I'm pissed off at her. The 40 years, fuck it. Give her ass the goddamn chair. Give her the chair, give her life, give her something. The other people in the house, they ass need to go to fucking prison for pretty much life too. Give him 50 years at least. That damn dude, he need to be in that bitch, and whoever else was in that house. Cause ain't no way in the fuck I'm gonna let somebody come over my house and leave their little babies outside for 15 hours and I'm just cool with it. Them motherfuckers was not smoking no marijuana. Marijuana don't make you do this right here. My people will never make nobody do that shit there. Them motherfucker was in there snorting that cane or smoking them rocks, Molly, heck, shooting up the heroin. They was on some shit like that. Look how mad I be getting bad. For real, man. This shit be crazy, bro. Hell no, man. And oh man, yeah, more than the anger is just the sadness that them kids had to go out like that, man. Jesus Christ, man. This probably my favorite video so far from Dire Trip, y'all. This probably my favorite one. I ain't gonna lie, this was great from start to finish, man. I thought I was gonna say the girl eating the damn trash out the trash, eating the waffles out the trash. I thought I was gonna say that was the worst one, like the one that hit me the most. But that last one just got me, dude. 15 hours? And you think that shit okay? They gonna cry themselves to sleep? Look, I got my damn AirPod coming out my damn ear. 15 hours, like they don't go cry themselves to sleep, like they some fucking dogs or some shit. Like, I'm done. I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Comment, subscribe. Cause y'all know I can go on and on and on and on and on when I be talking about shit like this, dude. Yo, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Come on back tomorrow. I'll be back again tomorrow, man. On the Good Friday, on that good TGIF day. But until then, my friends, I got a couple of more things to say. Love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.